It's definitely the outfit.
I thought that was her when I first came. I was like, woo woo. She's like, no, that's not me.
I told her she needs to rename her companion pet Thong Inspector.
That would be so good. Look at my wedgie. What? Well, I don't understand. I don't know if you guys wear them, but what? Oh, never mind. You went live.
Yeah, it's a commercial. Oh, we have video. Yep, we have audio. We went live right in time for
Hey everybody, welcome to DTC Roadshow number 50. Both Feendish and I are a little bit surprised we made it to 50, and that's all because of you wonderful people who are so supportive and who come back and join the chat with us and want to watch, so thank you very, very much. And today is a really fun roadshow. I hope that I've been looking forward to doing for a long time because we've fired Feendish from her usual role as host, and we're putting her in the hot seat so we can tour some of her dimensions and ask questions and find out a little bit about her building style and things like that. So if you have questions, be sure to type them into chat. Before we get started, just want to say, of course, Feendish is here. Hi, Feendish.
Hi.
Thanks for being our guest today. Our very willing guest.
Huh.
And also Kitasia has joined us, so she's a blast, so you know she's going to add a lot to the show today. So thank you, Kitasia.
Thank you for having me.
And I'll go ahead and give you the news since there almost isn't any, because everybody's in Seattle for PAX, the gaming convention, and they're doing things like previewing Atlas Reactor and that little thing that maybe a couple of you know about, the Rift X Pack. So anyway, that's about it for news. And as far as contests go, Ashlene's contest, the having your cake and eating it too, is out there. You can go read about it on the forums. And I won't give away any names, but I know about at least 2 other Dimension contests that are going to be coming along here in the, I guess, not too distant future. You know, the DTC has its birthday in December, and Feendish and I have been thinking about doing something to celebrate our birthday, and who knows, it might be a contest.
It may be a contest.
Maybe.
It probably more than likely will be a contest.
So without further ado, let's get started touring some of Feendish's lovely dimensions, and we're starting out in Black Flower Shrine. And the reason I love this one too, Kitasia. The reason that we're starting here is because this is the first dimension that I can remember touring that just gave me that wow feeling of amazement at what, you know, could be done with dimensions. It's always been one of my favorites since then. I mean, one of the things that Feendish does so well is structures, but a lot of her structure kind of focused dimensions also have beautiful landscape transformations, because, you know, we're standing here in Edge of Infinity, and you really can't tell where you are unless you read that upper right corner. And this one, didn't you say, Feendish, that this one was one of your earliest ones, built in 2013?
Yeah, stop targeting me, Diva.
You're putting a little arrow in front of everyone, and it's going up and down and up.
Okay,
and down.
done.
Okay. Yeah, I built this one within a month of Rift going free to play. I mean, it's off of the it's based off of the tomb of Muhammad Shah in the Lodi Gardens of Delhi.
Wonderful.
I think it's just so pretty. And you always make your builds, well, not always, but most of the time off of something real. And then I go and Google it, and I'm like, holy bananas? What?
You do seem like you're a bit of a history buff or historical lover of historical architecture. You have a number of builds that are, you know, based on glorious temples and gardens and such.
I am. Not all of my builds are based off of things that are real. Red 6, no, some of them are just straight, you know, I pulled it out of my butt and said, I want this kind of fantasy place, because I like fantasy, but I like history. So, yeah, this one, I was really mad when I actually decided to build this one, because the original Crown by Stars, someone had gone in and just copied big pieces of the the structures. And so I was like, all right, if you want to copy, I'll give you something to copy, you know?
Well, you're the first person that I saw do this dome, and you have told me that, or I think you told me you're not the original maker of the dome, but is that right?
I don't know who is, honestly. I mean, it's a pretty, you know, reasonable leap to say, hey, let's spin out some arches, or some of these
Yeah,
necropolis arches, and make a dome out of it.
Well, yeah, and one of the things that we always found out, like even with the first contest, was that so many of us came up with exactly the same idea or
Yeah.
so close. And then, I just learned not to even think that somebody copied anything of mine because there was a very limited amount of items when we first started, and everything just, there's just certain things that you look at and you go, oh, yes, that is going to be perfect.
well, yeah, that's true. One of the things I love about your building, Feendish, both your old builds and your newer builds too, is, I'll just say it very bluntly, you use a lot of the cheap old materials.
Yeah,
but
well,
you make them look great, and you use them, in all kinds of different ways. But I love that.
yeah, well, this one was before Minions, so it
Oh
wasn't cheap.
yeah.
It
Oh
wasn't
yeah.
cheap. Yeah.
Thank goodness for minions.
And if we can ever get some matte black, this one will probably get redone and cleaned up because there's a lot of spaces that are crooked. We didn't have tinker tools when I built this one, so there was a lot of building and tearing down and rebuilding to try to line it back up. So, I mean, this one, but this one is still one of my favorites. It was probably one of the hardest ones from a technical aspect to do, just because there's so many angles, and then trying to recreate like trying to recreate Hindu architecture with our current item limits is really difficult.
Yeah, and
Well,
that's I've always loved your buildings, and that was what made me see that it's okay to build in an enclosed area because you want to get just the beauty of your buildings is amazing,
Thank you.
and I don't know, I've always, ever since Castle Grayskull, I think that was the first one I ever saw of yours,
oh yeah, I
and I was
love that
like,
one too.
yeah, I think it's gone now.
It is
It
gone.
is
Oh,
gone.
It's on my list to try it again, but
Oh
I'm never
great.
happy. I'm never happy with the front entrance.
yeah. So and I always so funny after that one. I actually at first thought you were a guy, and I thought, wow, I didn't know guys played like Dimensions and stuff. And then I found out you're a girl, and I was like, woohoo, she's a girl.
Hey
She can
now,
be my friend.
we all know that Dimensions were released with Storm Legion in late 2012. Were you on the Dimension bandwagon right from the beginning?
Um, when I came back, I had played for a little while during Vanilla Rift, um, and then I took a break because Rift at that time, wasn't new player friendly. I mean, I had my mage Bara up to 50, and I had to move back from Germany to the States, so yeah, I took a break for a while, and when I came back, it was like Dimensions. What is this? And then once I started, it was like wow. So yeah,
Cool.
it took me a long time to get Barra to 60 because I would be so, well, I want to try this and I want to try that, and those first attempts were really, really bad.
I don't believe it. I know I
You
asked you
should.
about your entry for the Joy of Dimensions contest, that
Yeah.
very first contest, and you said it doesn't exist anymore. But
Oh yeah.
I'm glad that there are a lot of your first builds all the way up through your most recent build. And are you at 81 completed dimensions now?
I am actually right now. I'm at 81 is broken down.
Okay.
So, but
And
yeah,
that's another thing is, like I really never build anything. I mean, I think I took an invisible tile out of a dimension and replaced it with a glass tile. But you are somebody who you go back and you tweak things and you do all close to, total rebuilds in your dimensions, which I think is still unusual. I don't think as many people do so many rebuilds as you do, and new builds.
we moved.
Oh, well, I was just going to say that was Black Flower Shrine, and I wanted to go and show White Flower Shrine, which you actually built this year.
Yeah, this was number 75.
Number 75, and this is actually in, refer to your upper right corner because you can't tell when you're in here, but it's Castle Fortune. But another, just mind-bogglingly amazing structure here, and yet a beautiful landscape surrounding it too. And I love how this really does tie to Black Flower Shrine.
Well, it's from the same. It's a different building from the same garden.
Very cool.
This one is called Shishagumbad. And I took a lot of liberties with some of the stylistic work on here.
This front facade is just amazing.
I know, it's just, I just don't know how you make buildings so amazing. Like I can build a box building and that's it. I'm done. There's nothing else to it.
You include so many advanced architectural features, partly because of your creativity going on, but partly because you're a master at using the add-ons too. I mean, you've pretty much been a master of Toolbox, Dimension Tools, and now Tinker Tools. You just build so beautifully with such skill.
Thank you. Well, this is basically a box. It's a box with a lot of stuff added. I really wanted to do
a lot of stuff.
I wanted to do the dome in here more like the actual dome, but those when you start talking about onion domes and funny shaped domes like you would find in a lot of Indian architecture, the item count on those is just so intensive to do. I mean, it's like 300 cubes.
Wow.
And I couldn't spare the item limit.
See, I'll always push for more because of things like this. It's gorgeous. I mean, it's amazing. And I could just imagine if you had more items that you could use.
Well, another thing I notice about your dimensions is when, how you incorporate outside and inside. You almost always have a ton of, windows, fantastic windows, and lots of, viewpoints to the outdoors, to the landscape.
Thank you.
I have no. See, this is probably why you shouldn't have me, because I'm just gonna flat out say it to everyone. Feendish is my absolute favorite top builder. I can't help it. When I walk into her dimensions, I'm just like, oh my god, I'm never gonna build again. Oh my god.
My head is going.
Yeah, I would have to agree. She's just an absolutely amazing builder, and she knows so much about dimensions and general Rift knowledge. I mean, this is why one of my many nicknames for her is Reference Head.
Yeah.
And she loves that too.
I know. I've been watching all of her videos over and over and over for ever since I found out they were on videos. I was reading the thing, and then she's like, "Oh, there's videos too." I'm like, "Why didn't I know?" Now it's all I do. I'm like, I'll watch a Frankie and Grace, and then I'll watch one of the Dimension Tools videos, and I'll watch Frankie and Grace, and I'll watch a Dimension Tools video. I still don't understand how to use half the crap because of me, not because of her videos, because her videos are very good, and you're very informative. And I mean, even my kids were like, "What are you watching?" It's like, you've gone to school, and I'm like, I know, isn't it amazing?
They are very informative, and they're also brief, so they're not scary. They're, really excellent videos, and I can say this because I had absolutely no involvement with making them. And you should all be very glad for that. But, yeah, if you're interested in, either starting to use an add-on or you want to upgrade from Toolbox or Dimension Tools, really consider switching over to Tinker Tools and then go to DimensionTouring.com, and up in the menu bar there's a Tinker Tools link, and you can go and see all of her written and video guides. They're all brief but explanatory, and they're very helpful.
Yeah, Cordelia was the first person who had put a teaching video on how to use any of the tools. Mm-hmm. And this was like years and years ago, and I just looked at him and I said, I'm never going to get to use this, of any of them. And well, then there was only one, and I was completely lost because I had no idea what he was talking about. But when I watch yours, I can feel like I'm going to actually understand it. And for those of you who don't know, the reason it's harder is because I have brain damage. So for me to actually understand her videos means that they will work for anybody else. They're amazing. So,
well, I should have done this disclaimer before we got started, but you know how every time we say that we're not going to do complete justice to the dimensions that we're touring, they really need to be seen in person. Since Feendish has 81 dimensions, and they're wonderful, it was excruciating for me to try to shorten that list. I didn't think that many of you could hang around for 8 hours today, so I did extend this roadshow to 2 hours, but we're going to kind of go through more quickly. So if you notice that we're touring one or a few that you've missed, come see them in person. And with dimensions like this, I come back and visit them periodically and always see details that I've either forgotten about or didn't pay enough attention to the first time. So with that, I'm going to take us to another one, a little bit of a change of pace. We're going to go to Lone Star's Campground. And Feendish, you said this one was for the Summer 400 contest?
The first one, yeah.
Yeah, the first one.
Way back in 2013.
Yeah, you built this in 2013 too. It's one of your first ones. Your early ones.
Yep.
I have never been here.
Yeah, this one has not been touched since it was done.
Isn't this one kind of a tribute to John Candy?
Spaceballs.
Okay.
Because Spaceballs is one of my favorite movies.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why I thought it would be a good idea of what if they all went on a camping trip, after they did all their stuff. After they beat Dark Helmet. But yeah, the bear face is, or the Mog face is for John Candy. I tried to do a pretty crappy dot matrix. 400 limit is just not a whole lot.
Yeah, I mean, this one's in Sanguine Shores.
Yeah.
Which is amazing to get this detail in here.
Yeah, I tried to get the match luggage inside the tent. I mean, this one, if you don't know the movie, there's probably not that's going to have too much meaning.
That's why I can't say anything about it. I've never seen Spaceballs. So.
It's pretty funny. Again, this really doesn't look like Sanguine Shores. You have to check the label. Yeah, I love that face up there on the rock.
Well, now I gotta go watch it.
So
You
cute.
make me watch old movies. Dang it.
Well, and you can cheat and find scenes on YouTube too.
Yeah.
Some of the especially funny parts. Yeah, anybody who's seen Spaceballs knows this in an instant.
Yep, they're going to comb the desert.
Really fun. So, I decided to go to another one of your Sanguine Shores after this one, just for comparison. And it's one of your newer ones, and it is called Turtle Creek.
Oh, Sailor inspired this one a lot.
Oh, I think Sailor's here today.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, we're just visiting Feendish's Baradara, what you call it. You know many of her tunes. We're just visiting some of her dimensions on Greybriar, but you have them. Tell where else you have them.
I've got
EU.
four on Zaviel on the EU side. There's a guild dimension I helped build with Bum Radish on High Law. And then there was a commission I did a long time ago. I actually don't add this one to my total. It got moved to Fablight, and I don't know what happened to it. I can't find it now.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So I since I can't find it, I don't add it to the total. I know I still have screenshots of it, so I know I built it. I just...
Oh, well, hopefully it's not gone. Maybe you can find it again. You've got some of the cute NPC animals in here.
Yeah, I took the bunny out.
And some morphed bugs.
I saw those.
Lady's asking if I've built any cooperations. The only ones I've done... yeah, actually, I have done...
The Sophia.
The Sophia with Aflac. We did that one even before free-to-play. And then I went in and reworked it after free-to-play, and then Guild Dimensions, the Empire's Guild Dimension did with Bum Radish. There's a Cared Column here that I did with Jade and Jador and a couple of others, and then the Shot Glass Detectives Guild Dimension. Affleck helped a little bit with that one too.
Well, there's a cute morphed bird and birdies in their nest up on this rock.
Yeah. I think they're a little bit green right now, depending on the camera. Uh-oh.
Ooh.
I don't know how to shut it off. Honey, turn it off. Sorry.
No worries. And here's one of the namesakes of Turtle Creek. There's a few, I think there's 3 turtles here basking on the little bank of this brook.
Yep.
I mean, this is just such a beautiful landscape. And you use the water effects so well. I've used them just a little bit, enough to know that they can be dang hard to place, so they look, you know, the splashes and the water movement and such look realistic. And you're a master at it.
Thank you. Sanguine Shores is probably one of my favorite keys.
I love it.
Oh, are they Sailor's Turtles? I've tried not to steal these from anyone, but I don't know. Sorry.
Maybe they migrated over here.
Yeah.
Well, whoever originally made them, they're cute. They work perfectly in this setting. Love the name of this dimension. And I feel relaxed when I enter this dimension. It just has such a tranquil feeling.
Thank you. Yeah, I like to come in here and just kind of. This is where I like to AFK at.
I think you and I came in here one evening. You were showing me something about this dimension, and we ended up having like a 2-hour conversation in here.
Possibly.
Just because we relaxed and lost track of time. Well, it's a little beauty. Just another use, Feendish's use of Sanguine Shores there. I wanted to kind of switch to a different kind of build that you did. So we're going to go to Chateau de Redneck now.
Oh boy.
One of my absolute favorites. I have a soft spot for the kooky, funny ideas. And this is in Fane's Retreat.
Yeah, this is not my first dimension. This was one that the original build that was here was the one I always say is my first dimension. But I tore that one down, and then I decided to add this one in. This is kind of like my homage to my dad. I grew up in a place a lot like this.
In the South?
In the Midwest. I live in the South now.
Okay.
I love your truck.
Yeah. Yeah, my dad had this old 77 Dodge, and that thing spent more time up on blocks in the yard. I know it's a stereotype.
This is full of them. You got a washing machine out there too, and
Yep.
you can see a great view of the clothesline, and
There's an outhouse
some of
out
my
there.
favorite things are the beer cooler end table and the duct tape on the furniture.
Don't
And
tell me you grew up with an outhouse.
this couch has seen
whew.
a few better days,
Yeah.
and this is definitely not a flat screen TV.
Oh, no. And I was the remote control.
And one TV is on top of another TV that's its stand.
That looks like my house. Because my dad got an old TV from somebody, and then it broke, so we ended up with this little 12-inch black and white TV that was our TV forever. The good one broke, but the crappy one wouldn't die.
Yeah, because they lasted forever.
And then here's one of my favorite kinds of detail. Unexpected stuff, things that are broken, things that are just imperfect in some way, is what's being fixed on the table here. And the tools. It's just so fun. Of course, there's a freezer.
Mm-hmm. You have to have the deep freeze.
Yep, gotta have that.
And you got your government cheese in the refrigerator.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one too. Gotta go look at that. And there's quite a bit of malt liquor or beer here.
Oh, yeah. And this, I keep thinking I'm going to come in here and do some touch-up work on it, but I don't know.
No.
I just kind of think it's also going to stay. And then it ends up being where I put a lot of the soul-bound dimension rewards. Like all the bounty trophies and stuff, because I don't have enough bank space to hold all these, and I'm not going to buy dimension tabs when I have this just here.
And of course, what self-respecting redneck doesn't have a still in their bedroom?
Oh, jeez.
Actually, my dad's was in the kitchen until he almost blew up the house.
Oh, goodness gracious.
And then it went into the laundry room, and that was when the washer went outside.
And you
Gotta have the alcohol first.
love the
Yes.
tub, love the washboard, love the big pile of laundry. Details. You're a total detail freak. If we ever create a title, Detail Freak Extraordinaire, you'll definitely be one of them.
Huh. Yeah, this is...
This is really cute and fun. I love it.
Thank you.
Well, I didn't know we had dinosaurs to put on the walls. No, I mean in real life, not, like you have.
Well, oh, Diva's in there playing Manugo.
I saw that. I was like, what?
Hey, that was a lot of clicks to get that Manugo station done.
Oh, yes.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, and then it doesn't hold any numbers. Like I was hoping it would hold for the week,
Yeah.
so you could just keep clicking. But no, if you get disconnected, you're done. Yeah, forget it.
You kind of have some signature pieces that you have, especially in your houses, your homes. And one of them is you always have these little spun out lamps in a wide variety of colors and items, and I just love them.
Thank you. I've really gotten to just using open scrolls now. I think I'm getting lazy. There's a few of them I use some Bravane chairs, but I don't think any of those are on the list for today.
And you always have great, amazing furniture pieces in your dimensions too, from kind of simpler stuff, like these are a little bit simpler, to really elaborate things like one of the places we're going to go to later, Gothica, has a couple of my favorite pieces of furniture that you've morphed.
Yeah, that one's going to get rebuilt too.
No, don't scare me like that. So let's...
I think she was the one that told me that she didn't like when people rebuilt their things.
I don't like when other people rebuild their things. With my stuff, it's okay.
Double standard. So where I headed to next is called Seaside Heights. I wanted to make sure I hadn't gone backwards. This is such a fun dimension. This one is actually in
Vengeful Sky?
Yeah, Vengeful Sky. And you built this one in late 2014, I think you said. And this was kind of an unexpected build from you to me.
I really like... Vengeful Sky is another one of my favorite base dimensions. It gets a lot of hate because of the thunder and lightning, but I don't know. I don't ever play with my sound on, so I don't ever notice it.
This is why the dimension gods gave us the mute.
Yeah. I mean, I know for a lot of people that's like an immersion-breaking thing, the thunder and the lightning, but it doesn't bother me too bad.
So, I mean, this is yet another transformation. You know, the landscape here is really nothing like what's in Vengeful Sky. But it does have this nice body of water down here.
Yeah.
That you have made look so beautiful with this setting you designed. A nice relaxing seating area here. But we're still not to the main event part of this dimension, which is such a fun kind of shocker.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with this build. You know, I don't normally build a lot of figures.
And you still say that you're not a character morpher. However, as the number of dimensions that you build with character morphs piles up, one day you're going to have to stop telling us that lie. But isn't this pretty? It's so beautiful here. Some of my favorite items, all these cherry trees.
Yeah, some of my favorites too. And they're cheap.
Yeah, they're cheap. Oh, and here I see the little shimmer
You got little piggies. I don't know how I've never missed these.
Shh!
Oh,
Don't
sorry.
reveal the surprise yet, Kit.
Oh,
And so then you find yourself in this magical little place. Look at this little guy. He's slopping his hogs here next to this adorable red barn. Aren't they cute? They are so funny and fun.
well, I have my glasses on, and I thought that he
Oh.
was a drunk and threw his bottles over there until just now. I'm like, oh my heck, they're pigs! I can see them.
And all these adorable houses that are in here. And here's a sweet little lady and her kitty cat.
Yeah.
So cute. And she lives next to the stable here.
Is there a
This
stable
is such
there?
a,
I'm a
you
little
know,
lonely.
this is such a fun one to see because you kind of don't always think about what items scale really small. And I remember when you were building this, you were just laughing and laughing and having so much fun.
Yeah, this one is a lot of fun. I don't I don't know. I like when I'm do the character morphing. I do like doing it small. That's fun to me. I think you can get more detail that way. I mean it's
Well, I mean, your details have to really count when you can only use, you know, small things. And here's the forge. Couple of guys in here working there. All the cute little tools and everything. Another pretty little house. And then we're getting to kind of like the market area. Oh, here's a row of houses. All so cute. Here's a bigger house on the side here. And another one. And then we're starting to get to the market. Here's two ladies. Each one's trying to get the best apples. Another market stall. And then one of my favorites is when I can come and be peeping diva and look in people's windows. Oh, no one's doing anything embarrassing in there. Let me keep moving on. And you can see into this shop here. The stuff in there for sale. Just everything's small. It's so adorable and cute. It's just so fun to come in this one.
yeah, I was
And the school marm ringing the bell.
really sweating the item limit in here. Especially this whole section back here was kind of done last, and I was really sweating it back here.
Oh yeah, you used all 2,000 in here.
See, I just wish they would make every dimension have exactly the same item limits. And then that way, of course, I'm an item hog. I just want it all. I can't help it. But I wish that they would just say, okay, they're all going to have 3,000 item limit. Doesn't matter the size. You just got to deal with it and shut up and don't tell me you want it bigger. So,
Two cute little ladies here. You know, they have their own styles, little different dresses there, reading all the town notices.
Not happy about it. Whatever it is. I don't know, the people here are kind of grumpy.
Church, beautiful church here. And another place I can try to peek in and see what's going on. Peep, peep. So cute. I love how you left those open windows so I could snoop in there. And then unfortunately a tiny little cemetery.
I have never watched a character actually walk. Her little hips are swinging back and forth.
Well, I never tour without running when I'm doing my own touring, but I think it makes my camera work be a little less crappy for me to walk. So you might probably never see me on a mount if you find me out touring, but I will be running like hell.
I don't like using mounts unless somebody has made, like, you got to go way across the dimension. But yeah, I hate using mounts because you miss so much.
You do. And this one, I mean, I've seen people come through here mounted, but I think you lose a lot when you do it. I know, and for some, like coming mounted in somebody's house, I think that's just rude.
Me too, and I wish I could deliver never-ending, excruciating wedgies to people who use Jeet's Jumpmaster when they're touring somebody's dimension. If I could do it, I would. And here's a little level, one level down. We're getting down here near the dock, but I love these two little gossipers here. You know they're talking about who baked the horrible tasting pie for the pie contest.
I think they're talking about you.
Well, that would probably be me.
They saw Diva go into the blacksmith shop at 2 a.m.
And since we're getting down here near this little cove, got the lighthouse, and probably the lighthouse master lives in that little house. And, oh, I think we're going to get to one of my very favorite houses in about a minute. Here's one with another one of these just cute kitties. It's just a cute kitty. I'm going to come around here so I can see him a little closer. I just think she's so sweet. These people work hard on their gardens too.
Yeah, I tried making a dog, and it wasn't right.
Maybe that's why we don't have any yet.
This is one I love. This one's so fun. He's bringing her flowers. Aww. You know, we're not going to go tour it today, but Feendish has, I think it's another Sanguine Shores that's called The Proposal. That's a cute little romantic dimension. If you haven't seen it, go see it. It's fun. Little storage shed by this house, and got a silo there. So let's see, I think I can get down to the dock going over here. Just the detail on your houses. Look at that. That is just so cute.
They say you're too slow.
And now we're down at the warehouse on the docks. These guys are loading up their carts. Their horse-drawn carts to take gear items down to the ships. Here's a little guy working in there. These people are just so fun. Here you can see a little bit of Vengeful Sky. Cute little port here, docks. Some ships coming in, going out, loading up. It's really fun. So this was the first time that you did these miniature people, and this was your first, the one you did in late 2014, we said. And then you thought, well, we needed to have a little revisit to these little cute people, so you made Pleasant Valley. I think you finished it this year, didn't you?
I did. I think it was it was a few months ago. I wanted the higher item limit.
Oh, yeah, because this is in Black Garden.
Yeah, I wanted the higher item limit. And then Like the very first thing I did was take like almost 400 items off the top to make the river.
Now,
So
your building style is you do quite a bit of planning, and you don't you come into your dimension and um, start putting your inventory for building supplies down?
no,
Oh, I thought you
I
did
try
do
to keep
that.
the. I used to, but now I just try to keep the area clear. And
So,
especially in the ones like this, when you start getting low, I need to see how much I have left so I know what I got to pull out to put something else in because this one was another stretch.
so I can maybe tell I'm in Black Garden, but it's still been transformed quite a bit. You really are just so good at creating your beautiful landscapes, environments. There's a Hey, there's one of those kitties, and here's a couple here. Got another set of lovebirds there, and this river running down through Pleasant Valley. And I like how you have different elevations in here. It's fun to wander through here and discover each little vignette. Okay, what are you snickering about?
Prickly.
Is she doing throat punches?
No, she's threatening me, Diva.
Cute little lady on her porch here, and there's one of the things I kind of think of as your signature items. One of the things that you do really well in your house dimensions is kind of lived in clutter. You always have some of these items like that little pair of boots there on the porch. Love that. Living near this awesome river, everybody's going to be fishing, so everybody's got their fishing stuff around. Here's another cute little house, and some of them have this style of roof. One back there has a nice thatched roof.
These are just so cute.
Aren't they, though? You just want to be able to hug them and squeeze their little guts out.
Yeah, I can't make grown-ups. I can make babies, but I can't make grown-ups. They're so cute. Oh, why are these guys over here shooting the piggies? Get the hell away!
This is one of my favorite little spots in this dimension is the gypsies.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite.
Musicians, you've got the three musicians here with their great little unique outfits and their musical instruments. Love them. And then you got some dancers here. I mean, this is a gypsy party. They're cute little caravans. So fun. That's a pretty outfit, Kitasia.
Oh, thanks. Move faster! They gotta see that they're killing the pigs and make them stop.
Yeah, this one is really hilarious because one of them's trying to hang in and get the wild boar.
Yeah.
I think you said that, Feendish, you told me that he shot the wrong one.
Yeah, they were supposed to shoot the boar. Instead, they shot the sow, and now the boar's pissed off.
And this one is just not hanging around, boy. He's out of there.
Does it got little nipples?
There we go.
Well, how do you know it's a sow? It doesn't got boobies.
Because I said it was.
Oh. Okay.
And, body position, when you make character morphs, that's I think that's almost more important in some cases than like specific details and stuff. And look at him holding his gun up on his shoulder. I mean, it's just so good Really fun.
They are these little people, and see, and you just make me not want to build ever again because every time I come in and and the best part about my problems is that every time I come in, something I might have seen something, but I don't remember it, so I get to go all over again.
Well, this one I ended up not having as many places
To
open.
peep.
Yeah.
After seeing my display of poor behavior in the other mini people dimension, she decided to close up the windows. You really came up with so many versions of the little houses.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. This one was a lot of fun. I had a blast
I
doing this.
remember when you were building this one too, and it was just as much giggling as for Seaside.
Oh,
I love the little meandering path where you can come around and discover all these cute little areas.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in as far as the houses went, I didn't want to use all the same pre-made stuff that I used in the last one. Um, I wanted to try to use some of the other like actual building blocks. I mean,
Well,
of course, to save item limit, you're going to use
yeah.
pre-made doors and windows.
Well, and also, didn't you use some of the wells
yeah,
scaled
bunch of
big for
wells.
the roof? Yeah, so that's a really creative use of pre-made.
oh, this wind. Oh, you're not here yet. I'll just shut my trap.
Where are you at?
Well, let me just run.
No, you don't have to run. I go off in the oddest directions, and I'm like, oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh, I'm like a little kid with you just filled up with sugar.
Oh, here's a fun little picnic spot. No, that running is making my camera work be even more horrible.
Yeah, I'm coming
Isn't
back.
that cute?
I'll just take. Oh shoot! I got stuck in the river. Oh, let me out.
Oh, and look at, he's proposing. He's got a box there, and look at the expression on her. So cute.
Aww.
Isn't that special?
Woo!
Here's a little stone house.
I just read that. No.
Oh, and here's the little fishing guy.
Yeah, we got one guy fishing, and
Wow, you better watch out for that current. You're kind of little.
I wish that we could make the waterfall slower.
yeah.
So we could, use it. Maybe we could put in that request. Maybe I'll remember. I don't
You
know.
know,
And look
actually-
at this, the wagon with the driver. I mean, that is so freaking adorable.
Oh yeah, he's late for the party.
Yeah, the other gypsies. You used one of the newer item bridges here.
Actually, I rebuilt Uncle Stam's tomb,
And we're going to go see it.
and I renamed it.
Oh, now this is a fun little vignette. Because these little boys are going out in the boat.
Those little boys are
They
getting ready to get
think
their ass beat.
They are, but Mama says otherwise. They got their little oars. So cute.
But when we were little, it would have been okay. Just shove them out there. Their mom will save a fortune once they're gone.
Oh, my idea was that they're actually coming back.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
they're in for the.
But it looked like they might have been coming back, but they never had permission to be going anywhere
Right.
to be coming back from.
Right. That's why they're
She
getting ready to
does
get their
not
asses beat.
look happy. And I love this little meal. So cute.
Oh, now you're there. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
and
what
a
I was
little
gonna say.
garden
It's so
farm
adorable.
area. Little lady planting tomatoes.
Yeah.
Or picking tomatoes, maybe.
Yeah, because they're already grown, so you can't plant. They're already done.
Yeah. And this, another adorable little vignette.
Yeah, daughter's
Cute
first
house. Yep.
There's Diva using fancy words. I'll have to Google that.
date.
A little beauty. Love this dimension. Oh, and now we're getting to a little scary vignette. The river monster is attacking. Look, he's plowed through their chairs. He's after them. It's a giant. And again, I mean, their body position. You know.
And with the items that you use, and they look just so cute. And you know, I don't know how else to describe it. I'm sorry.
No, this one was kind of meant to be cute. With these two little guys here, I think I laughed so hard I just about peed myself.
Oh, they're so funny.
I was like, what if a little turtle, like a normal sized turtle, were to come out of that river? It would be like, if you're only this tall, it's a river monster.
Yep.
So yeah. And the turtle's probably not wanting to do anything but go over here in the bushes, find something to eat.
Fishing items strewn everywhere.
Yeah.
Their body positions just crack me up. They're just running all out, boy. Oh, so fun. Did I miss any of the little vignettes in here?
Only if you didn't go up by the church. That might have been when we were doing a giveaway. That Red 6214 one. Congrats. That's a corgi pet and a snail mount.
Congratulations.
Remember, our codes expire Monday.
So we're giving them all out.
Yeah. Especially because I was a bonehead last weekend during tips and tricks and forgot to give any out.
Oops.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to not go see the church in
Okay.
order to encourage people to come to this in person and visit the church and all of the other details and little places in here that I didn't, show well enough. So, I wanted to go through several of your homes. We went to Chateau de Redneck, but on the next on the lineup, well, I'm not sure of Starlight Villa. It could be called a mansion. It apparently is the home of a kingpin drug lord. So let's go take a look at that. It kind of fits in two categories of your builds because it is a residence, but it's so big that it's almost like one of your kind of amazing, bigger structures too.
Yeah, I don't normally do big houses like this.
And it's Castle Fortune, another one that's just totally, impossible to tell where you are without reading the label.
Yeah, so I mean, I like Castle
Beautiful
Fortune, but
entry.
I like the item limit in Castle Fortune a lot better.
So I actually only saw this like last week, was it? Week
Love
before?
this seating out here in the terrace, in the courtyard, excuse me.
Yeah, well, this one was Autumn Lakes, and I got to where I didn't like that one anymore, so yeah, it went down, and this one went up.
So my favorite part of this one is actually when you come in, the fountain. I almost died when I saw this.
I
I know what
know.
it's made out of, but it is so pretty.
You know, it's
I mean,
actually like for item count and the items that you used, it's gravestones, of course. It's like you'd think it would be simple, but it's glorious. It's beautiful. I love this Lady of Justice. That's not the name of the item. As you all know, I never know the real name of an item.
Yeah, the monuments.
I love
I like the lady a lot better than the
that
mansplainer.
lady. The mansplainer. I think we got a pretty good look at the courtyard. And I love this item, these cauldrons that you're using as planters here by the mermaids. That looks beautiful. So this is one bedroom, and I mean, here's what I was saying
The
about,
guest room.
yeah,
I'm not
furniture.
going in there. Oh,
You know, there's
this-
your spun out light lamps, but they're a little different than the others. And wall art, really cool and ritzy wall art.
something's gonna come out of that mirror. I know it.
You know, I feel a little bit like somebody's going to jump out and say hello to my little friend.
Maybe. I mean, my whole thing when I was, building this one was, if I ever become a Colombian drug lord, this is where I'm going to live.
Yep. And I love the arches. You're a, master at doing these arches. These windows are beautiful.
I tried to copy them once. I failed really bad. That was like the first time I ever saw her arches was it was in what I don't think it was the first time, but it was the first time I really noticed them was in that Edge of Infinity one.
Mm-hmm.
And I drug my kids in here. I'm like, oh my god, look at this.
You mean in Black Flower Shrine? Because there's a bunch of them in there.
No,
It might have been the originals, Crowned by Stars. Because
yeah, I think that was it.
remember, Kit, that's the one you let me use your Edge of Infinity on the PTS to actually work on
Yeah.
before it went live.
Look
That's
at
why
this
it
wall
sticks.
art. I love these balloons. So cute.
That's the only kind of wall art I can make, just so you know.
I'm the same. I can't make
Yeah,
any wall
I'm
art.
making a rude hand sign now, but I won't really say what it is, but it's not very complimentary. And
Well,
here's another one of your little signatures that you do. You a lot of times have a desk, and you have the mail. And I love that.
Say Bloody Mary 3 times. No, oh.
Oh,
So
yeah,
I'm
don't
like
look in the
way
mirror
far
and
back.
do that, yeah.
No.
And don't say Candyman either.
Sorry, I've just kind of not. I get lost when I start going into her dimensions, and I like get focused on like one thing, and I'm like, and it's part of me being spacey. But I think we were in here the first time she brought me in here, and I think I sat here for an hour staring at the fountain.
And doesn't this pale yellow limestone look
Looks like
just
stucco.
like stucco?
Yes, I didn't even think of it being used for stucco until I came in here, and I thought, oh, wow, it's perfect actually.
Yeah, and I so appreciate Kit
Oh, she was
hooking me up because
Lady Santa with
I've
that.
used this yellow like it's going out of style.
Well, the Summerfest stuff, I just overdid the badges. I think that's why my family's not talking to me right now still.
Look at this sideboard and these bowls. I have seen those. You reuse those. They're beautiful. And this dining table. And the fun of the new items is that not only do we have these, great carpet tiles and all these wonderful building blocks, but they actually kind of bring new life to some older items. I mean, I've always liked these chairs, but now they go with a bunch of stuff. Um,
Yeah, I haven't had the chance to use them yet, but I love walking into anything that she's built recently, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait.
oh, I know. I mean, such a great illustration of, example of some of the new building blocks that we just got. And wow, this is a great kitchen. And you used a lot of these red,
The red pedestals.
yeah, red pedestals. They look wonderful. And wow, neato stove.
Yeah. I mean, I'm no emerald when it comes to stoves, but I think she's definitely influenced how I make a lot of stuff in kit uh, with her stoves.
The stoves just got, I don't know how the hell they happened. So,
I mean, my thing in reality is that, the stove is a means to an end. I'm more interested in what comes off the stove than the stove itself, and I think that really translates to building.
Well, I'm considering hiring someone to do all my kitchens and bathrooms now.
Oh, I don't like doing bathrooms at all.
Oh, and look at this fireplace with this one of the red brick building blocks. Just beautiful.
when I saw it, I was like, what is that made out of? And
Yeah.
I forgot about the new blocks. I was like, oh my gosh. And your own candles. Those
Yeah,
are,
love the candles too that you're doing. All colors, different sizes. They really add a lot. And aren't you hiding one of the white candles inside there for the light?
Yeah, in some of
Flame.
them, I use that, and in some others, I just use the dream weaving fire.
Okay. I know, you really are a builder that can do it all because you make these great structures. You do the beautiful landscapes and environmental transformations. You do lighting really, really well. And you can use the add-on as well, if not better, than anybody else. I think, like I can't specialize in all those areas. I'm, like okay with a few things, but it's amazing how great you are at all those areas. Oh, I love this wall hanging too, this wall art. And look at this bed. Wow. That is a thing of beauty. And
I do like this bed.
here again, you're always careful when you're building to maximize where you place windows and such so that there are views of, here's a view of the courtyard. You usually have views out into the landscaping. This one is an enclosed environment, so we can't see too much outside, just there in the entry, I think. But it's really beautiful how you do that. And, more of this same themed furniture, and yet it's different. Really beautiful. Wow. Did I go in every room?
Yes,
Okay.
I think so.
So we have many more to see, so I'm going to hot put it to the next one. This is one that, to be honest, I don't know how thrilled Feendish is that we're going to this one. It's one of her older ones. She's from 2013, and she's planning to,
Nuke it.
yeah, basically. But we're going here because it has some wonderful details in it. I love it. It has some unexpected things in it that are always my favorite. It's in Endless Eclipse to another total transformation. So, we can't see all of the scary purple spiky stuff and weirdo paths and such. This is a beautiful little woodsy setting. And you notice that she doesn't play favorites with trees and shrubs and plants and all of that. She really creates a new landscape each time.
You didn't say which one you went into, just
We're
on this eclipse.
We're at
And-
Homestead.
Oh, I'm
like,
sorry.
there's like 8!
we're in Homestead. I apologize. Yeah. And Feendish probably doesn't want me to mention this, but
Your UI is on.
oh, thank you. I once was asking her for tips. It was quite a while ago. Tips on landscaping before she had done all, so many guides on the Dimension touring site. And I said, I really need help with landscaping, so can you give me some tips? And she said, just throw plants down.
Pretty much.
Actually, I think you
over it.
used a different word than
Just throw a bush over
plants.
it.
Yeah, I don't think you said that. I think it's a word that starts with S, but it's a not nice word. I love this barn here. So this does look exactly like what you picture in your mind for a homestead. Got the hay over here, the plow, haystacks, red barn. Lots of work going on here, obviously.
Yeah. But the idea behind this one was, like the early colonial period. I'm not really into it, but a lot of my family members are into like genealogy.
And I think you give away some clues about that with, what's inside the house. I'm actually going to go in there last. I'm going to head over here around. There's some sheds around back that we'll go look at first. This landscape is so pretty.
Yeah, I'm with Prickly.
Prickly?
No, sorry, Godzilla. My mind read the wrong name. Where's the crap? Wait, no, who?
It's in the house.
Hold on. Let me see. It is Prickly. Where's the fail in this?
It's inside the house.
See, this is
It's
why
nowhere.
I don't talk to many people because I get so confused. I'm sorry.
So I was talking about how much I love unexpected stuff. So here's another, this spinning wheel is broken and it's being repaired here. I mean, that's just such a creative touch to add that.
Oh, I loved that spinning wheel.
Yeah.
I attempted to make one once and I just totally failed. I couldn't even come close. It's just, I loved that when I saw it.
There's the outhouse in case you need to go, Kitasia.
Oh, why did you bring that up? I've been holding it.
Now she's got to pee.
I'm old and I gotta pee now.
And here's the laundry shed. I just love this. There's the washboard. You stole that from your own dimension. The clothesline and the big heated washing.
Well, that was well, actually, this one came before Redneck,
oh,
so I stole that one from here.
this is before Chateau de Redneck?
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah.
So we'll sneak in the back door here by the kitchen.
But the set kettle, that's what this thing is called. That
Yeah, I love that.
was from a picture in Williamsburg. if this were real, it wouldn't have one of those because I don't think they would probably be rich enough. But they bathed and did the laundry with that same water because it
What?
stayed hot all the time.
Oh, that's interesting. What is it called again?
A set kettle.
A set kettle. See,
Hmm.
some of us say, I think I'll build a trailer. And then some people say, I think I'll recreate this set kettle from Williamsburg. And these
Well,
windows are so cool. And I
Yeah.
love, see, here's another one of the details I love here. The drying herbs and flowers up here, and this, U-shaped counter in the kitchen. You've got bread baking. You always have a lived-in feel to your houses, your homes. It's cluttered some, but it's just wonderful detail. And here's some baking going on here. I'm going to assume that's flour and not some illegal substance.
Yeah, it's flour.
And wonderful fireplace here.
I mean, I don't know, I don't know what I was thinking to have all the red wood, green wood, blue wood, gray wood, brick, brick patterns going the other way. I don't know what I was thinking.
You were making something new and creative and cute from the limited building blocks that we had until recently.
Yeah, well.
And you've got some musical instruments around in here too.
Yeah, well, my idea when I built this one, it started out as a one-room shack, and then it got built on, and then it got built on, and then it got built on every time as they, started doing a little bit better, until it finally became like this. So there's the actual is, the formal area, and then this is where the family actually hangs out and does their thing.
Yeah, and I think you actually have, told the kind of colonial story with the details that are in here. And sorry, everybody, I got popped out of Rift for a second, so if you lose video, it should just be for a minute. And then the loom here. Oh my goodness, love that.
Yeah, well, now I want to butter up Kitasia and see if she'll let me, borrow hers.
It is a beauty.
Yeah.
And even without the fancy new building blocks, you made a great dining area in here. I love this chest.
Yeah, well, that was the wall thing that's one thing about, the American colonists, was
Yeah.
once they actually had something, hey, they were going to show it off.
Yep.
When that's your wealth is, not so much money, but stuff.
Mm-hmm. Textiles and things.
Yeah.
And a sitting
Like-
area here.
Like now, we would think somebody displaying their laundry would be kind of touched, but
Then a little kind of office area here. Really so great. And I love this chest too.
I think you got, no, that's not the,
Let's go have a peek upstairs.
So you always have to go and peek. Shh.
Cute little area here with these 4 little beds, little kids areas, and then of course a baby, and this poor woman, and then the grown-ups bed here, another really great fireplace Just nice detail everywhere. So I don't know why you didn't want us to come here. This one's really good.
Because, I mean, well, it just does reach the point where I, just don't like it anymore.
Well, hopefully you saved half of it.
Well,
Oh, no.
next we are going to Country Manor. And you chose Black Garden for this one. And...
Well, you wanted to do all the big houses.
Well, I mean, I spent a long time trying to choose what to go to today, and it is bleeping hard to cut 81 down to like 17. Again, I might be able to guess I'm in Black Garden, but, again, you made it your own totally. If I wander around further out from the house, I might be able to tell.
And this is another one that's,
There's lots of peeping possible here. Peep, peep! Oh, and it looks so pretty from out here, too. It really just draws you inside. So I see the magical little sparkle that lets me know I can get in there. And look at this front door, it's so cute. Well, I maybe can get in here.
Yeah, this is another one. I want to just reframe it a little bit. I don't like the big tubes on the front of the house anymore, and the windows aren't proportional to the walls, so I want to just fix it. It'll probably come down and get rebuilt. The house, not the landscaping. I've kind of been looking at some larger Tudor models.
Oh, and your clocks. See, that's something else. I can't make clocks. I don't know why. I just can't.
I'm gonna not go through that, use that PvP flag to travel just yet. Yeah, that is a great clock. Yeah, we're going in the dining room here. Look at the view out these windows, and the windows themselves. Wow. Another spun out creation. It's beautiful, this planter. And this is something that I like, this little boxed in shelf that you've got here over the counter. That's neat. Dirty dishes in the sink. And look at this. Doesn't that just make you hungry for fried eggs and bacon?
Or ham or spam
ham.
or whatever.
Or
Well, maybe not spam. I don't think I could get hungry enough to want to eat spam.
and grits, because I know you love grits.
Ugh.
She keeps telling me, it's oatmeal, it's oatmeal.
I don't like grits either. So
I hate grits.
For shame.
my mom used to make them all the time. I'm like, why? I don't like malto meal either. There's just something wrong with mushy stuff in the morning.
What about like sausage gravy on biscuits?
Oh,
I don't think I've ever had that.
Yeah, that's good.
It's
But
mushy
that
though.
No, it wouldn't be mushy like the stuff that
Hey,
that warm food is made out of in the morning. Oh,
what happened to me?
I don't know. You didn't get through the door.
Now I did.
Oh, I see you on the second.
Oh, and look at this.
Oh,
green,
you went outside.
Look at this green bedroom. Isn't this pretty? And views to the outside again. And look at all the, I mean, she has how many bajillion houses and she has bajillion furniture.
I
I mean, there's
know.
really very few things that she reuses. She just makes new each time, new and different. So pretty. That's a cool wall piece, too. And then this upstairs sitting room library here. I mean, doesn't this make you want to be able to sit down here? It's so inviting. And then, wow, look at this bed with the arch top. Wowie wow.
So jealous. So jealous.
Boy, I bet Prickly's, like sprained both wrists from throat punching. And then a wonderful bathroom here. Love the shower tub. Isn't that cute?
I guess it was the first time I saw the bolts used as
Yeah.
shower, and I thought, oh, I really want to steal that.
Oh, go ahead. I think I got it from Polly. I think Polly was the first one I saw do it.
I mean,
That's
really pretty. Cute wall art in here, too. And you always have, if you put a dressing table in, you always have all this cute detail stuff, this little clutter, makeup brushes and little pieces of makeup and a hairbrush, little jewelry box. Really fun. Okay. Oh, and this was some more of the little signature items. You often have a coat rack like this. Okay, is this the door to go up?
that one goes upstairs. This one goes outside.
But what about, oh, this isn't the one with the upper area. Yeah. I'm kind of incompetent at using the PvP flag for some reason. Oh, we'll just take a last look at the front facade. Love that detail above the front door. That is beautiful.
Yeah, that's why I kind of like to want to keep that and but otherwise revamp the rest of it to where it's more of a Tudor thing. And then I don't know, this one just has some proportion problems and it's got some issues, and I think I've learned enough at this point to where I could do it better.
Well, I went off to Gothica while you were boring me
course.
with that list of things you consider flaws in that dimension that I really like. So now we're in Gothica, and this is one that has some, spectacular furniture pieces in it. And I just love this, well, the best word for it is Gothic theme that you've got in this big mansion. I did kind of pick all mansions for this.
Yeah.
But you have a lot of smaller houses, too.
And then you're walking everywhere. And they're about to start a riot.
Are they really hating it?
No! She's just picking
You
on
smart
you.
ass. Now look at that. When you come around the corner and that's what you see, I challenge you not to gasp. It is spectacular.
Well, this is another one.
Just shut up. Just don't
I
even
wanna-
say it.
I want to turn it.
Oh. Isn't that wonderful? These turrets, the gargoyles up there. This spun out decoration item that you've made on the front of this building from windows. Wow, wow. amazing. And these huge planters here. Wow. Oh, and this one is we're in Infinity Gate.
Yeah.
So
I like Infinity Gate.
I'm just going first to the furniture. Okay, so one thing is look at these chairs.
Now the one chair.
I know this is a set that was from a contest winner, and
Yeah.
what's the name of that dimension?
Uh,
Same.
well, the chair is Raloir's for at the piano, and
But wasn't it from same something as last year?
yeah. Well, at the time it was dinner. I think it's dinner for one.
Oh,
Is she because she changed the name of it a while back.
okay.
But I was all about using those chairs, and then I saw that it was like 80 some items to make the chair, and I was like,
But
well,
it is a beautiful chair. I could see why you would borrow that. Looks beautiful at that dark wood piano. But I just love these chairs here. And then you come in this room, and wow, the fireplace. But then the big wow is holy moly, look at that settee. This sofa is wow. How many items is that? Do you remember?
76.
Holy crap.
And then the matching chair here.
Yeah.
I mean, OMG. And your little signature is the spun out lamp, and yet it goes perfectly with the other decor here. Wowie wow, detail freak. Oh, this is the first dimension where I saw you use Guardian items.
Oh, I love those things.
I love them. They are great. Of course, I can't remember the real name.
The Wardstones, Guardian Wardstones.
Yeah, Guardian Wardstones. Thank you, reference head. And then, and see like this, the bottle of wine and the wine glass, on the piano.
Yeah.
Somebody
well,
left
that
there.
piano is a DA set too, so.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah.
And then here's the bedroom. And, here's another version of a spun out lamp. I mean, aren't those just so special? I know a lot of people use lamps like that. It's amazing what variety people come up with. And the dressing table with all the special little items. And here's probably a little love letter here. Jewelry. Here's a mirror. This one's not as scary, Kit. You can get close to this one. Don't say Candyman 3 times though while you're looking in it.
I don't even watch scary movies.
And wow, look at this big dresser and hutch. And let me not forget to give a shot of the ceiling. Isn't that just so nifty? Love that ceiling. So, I kind of chose all houses. I probably should have tried to choose some smaller ones for comparison, but look how different these all are that we've gone in, from Starlight Villa, where the drug lord is living, and then Homestead and Country Manor, and now Gothica.
Yeah, but this one was because I wanted a castle.
And look at this chandelier. Love that. Yeah, and it is a castle, too.
And then I was like, well, how about the castle for the person that has more money than sense?
And I know you work hard on pathing because you never have any of these little pockets like I probably have in many of my dimensions where you can't go around furniture. Really, pay attention to the details.
I do in a couple, I think, just because the room is so small that, yeah.
And someday, if we get a bigger item count here in infinity gate, which I doubt we'll get, but you can show us what's behind this door.
Oh, probably the kitchen, the bathrooms, or
And in
water
these
closets.
turrets.
Yeah.
And
Well,
in the
this is
upstairs.
this is where all the stairs are to go up.
Yep. Oh, well, we better keep moving. I'm not giving very lengthy looks at these places, but you can tell how wonderful they are.
Where are we going?
Next, we are going to go to another one of your new builds from this year called Snow Bunny Hideaway. It's in Ice Watch Outpost.
Yeah, I just I got rid of one of Feendish's. I got rid of Feendish's Stone Grove, and I had this one sitting inactive, and it was like, why should I keep a 2K already upgraded dimension inactive? Because it made more sense to me to just put the 1K inactive and use this one.
And I love how you think outside the box in your dimensions. You don't have second thoughts about just avoiding, the main feature of a dimension and building, on the side and completely covering up, the outpost.
Yeah. I didn't cover anything up here. It's kind of obscured by a little bit of trees, but there's no rocks or anything covering up the original entry.
But it's definitely, I've never seen it in here. I just stayed around here near the house. And, another really great illustration of what can be done with the new building blocks. And one of the reasons why I love this one is the black and white color scheme here. I think it's just really pretty. There's the boots. Cute wall art here. Love that. Pushing the black and white theme. Another signature is you often have your hat here. And there's your coat rack. And sometimes you'll have a little umbrella here. So cute. Again, windows that show, outside perspectives from in here. Good wall art. You used one of the kitties in here. Oh, really pretty fireplace. Love the black and white in here. Wow, look at that coffee table. That's really neat.
Yeah, this one.
I'm doing a diva doofus move. Okay, back on track. And this is a chest I recognize from, I think, Starlight Villa.
Oh yeah, because I'm always going to just reuse. If something I already have works, then
she says that, but she makes new stuff like 90% of the time. And wow, look at this bed. Another beauty. And again, here's your little lamps, but they're totally new now.
Oh, I love the little black and white ball on them.
I know, isn't that cute?
Oh, it's those mirrors. Oh, I don't know how you guys all use them. I think it might be because of how I see things a little bit different. That maybe that's why it makes me sick to see them. So they're creepy.
I don't like the way that they've been reworked. I know I've heard people express both sides of the coin with the water block change, but I do not like the new ones at all. However, they're still kind of the best thing for a mirror.
Yeah,
we kind of used ice cubes for 3 years, and now we're trying something new.
Yeah.
And I know it's not a huge detail, but the way you do the carpet tiles and add the border really adds, so much to the look of the floor covering. And oh, look at this kitchen. Cute, cute black and white kitchen here. Another, yummy looking food. Okay, so pancakes and fried eggs and sausages. Yum.
Oh, and it's steaming.
Yeah, and there's some coffee over there, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And then some hot buns here, more pancakes, and here's another good clock. Isn't that nice?
Ah.
And the stove, and there's some more grits. Oh yeah, here's this looks like hot maple syrup here, and this little canister that you've got with the black and white domed lid and everything, so pretty.
Yeah, well, I totally stole the striped things from Z-Mage.
Well, then
Let's
I
see.
shall say.
I think I've used your bottles, your spray cans, your what was the thing over here? Oh, your placement of the knife. A butcher knife is just not the right tool for every cooking task. And so I know I saw how you place the knife in your dimensions a long time ago, and I do that all the time. Dirty skillet. Love dirty dishes and those unexpected things. Bowl of eggs.
Now, see, that bottle over there by the faucet.
Yeah.
It looks like the water in it looks perfect.
Mhm.
Like, it's so cute and amazing, and I love that.
It's not doing that creepy thing like the mirrors do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not trying to eat me.
Oh, I think I missed going in the bathroom here. Well,
Don't-
not going, but visiting the bathroom. Because
Yeah,
I wanted
we
to
don't want to
show
watch you.
I wanted to show this tub.
Alan I calls that my big sink.
Wowie. I love it. And hey, this is a little familiar, but it carries the black and white theme more. And there's the reverse. So pretty. And this sink is cool too. But you got the razor there and the brush and everything.
Oh, the razor's in the wrong spot. In my house, it's in the shower. It's all girls here.
Are you going to shave your legs with a straight razor?
Hey, if
Well,
that's all you got.
Well, my armpits, my legs, oh, that's a lie too. I have dark hair, so the hair on my legs is like pokey little needles,
Oh
so
my.
it has to come off. It's like beard hair.
Oh, this is another great house dimension. I love this one and the color scheme and everything. And that was I wanted to just try to show a selection of some of your homes. Now we're going to go on to kind of a different one. We're going to go to Shadowed Vale, which somebody was asking you about your
Uncle Stan.
dimension,
Yeah.
and this used to be that. And I'm really glad that you made the changes that you wanted to it, but you kept the landscape that you designed here. So first of all, you come and see this, fantastic wall.
Yeah, I did not touch any of the landscaping, but
Love
the structure.
crosses.
The
Yeah.
structure was something that I had just kind of made up, the original structure, and it just, I wasn't too sure at the start if I liked it, and then as time went on, the more I disliked it, and the more I was like, well, these little tiny pillars would never hold up this ginormous dome roofs with the wine pools and the launch pads, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to tear it down and build something that would actually stand upright.
But you had to have been very happy with this landscape because, this little kind of enclosed area that you have here is just one of my favorites. It doesn't have a lot of bright colors. It's all this slightly dark green. You've got a few, I mean, the laughing tree looks totally different in here. And you've got a few of these big red trees that I love, but with this sky and everything, they really look dark. But look at the waterfall. Look at all of that. I am so glad that you kept this because it is just spectacular.
Okay, I looked up Stan and I can't find you.
Oh no, I'm sorry, we're in I did say this one, I think, hopefully, Shadowed Vale. She changed the name of it.
Yeah.
Okay. I was looking up Uncle Stan.
Yeah, well, I think it originally had that name. She said he still might be buried in there in the crypt, in the tomb, but wow, this...
Holy... Wow.
I mean, the waterfalls in here are just... I mean, my mouth is hanging open. And I've been in here at least 15 times already.
Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful, Feendish.
Thank you.
Oh, I love these waterfalls. Now, this is one of my weaknesses, is the whole landscaping thing. I'm just really bad.
Well, a lot of these, this is just my personal opinion here, but there's a lot of these dimensions that people think are really hard to work with, like Infinity Gate.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have all that crap in the middle that's taking up all that space, and then it rains and everything else. But, I mean, you can come off the top of the... I'm at the top. This comes off the top of the gate.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yeah, so this, because you want to use part of the base dimension for entry points. And this is just, I don't know. I like Infinity Gate.
I like it too. Yeah, you originally built this in 2015, back when it was more of a Uncle Stan build, and then you rebuilt it this year.
Yeah, it was originally called The Lost Tomb of Uncle Stan because I was still trying to get that friggin' lure, and I was getting really mad, and...
That stingy old geezer.
Yeah.
Wow.
This guy is the Nightmare Saga projector.
Oh.
Yeah, it makes a beautiful look in here with the colors and everything. I think you had used a different sky projector before.
I didn't have one in here.
Oh, okay.
The last time.
Yeah, I didn't really show the entrance much to the building. I mean, this is what I'm saying about her structures. They just, make you want to throat punch her.
Why is everybody so violent?
Maybe, Prickly, you could explain that whole throat punch thing to Katumi. I think he was wondering about that. I love the elven table that you use up there as the center of that architectural feature. These niches with the little guardian ward stones we were talking about earlier. Yeah. And the new brick. Yeah,
I just went through this one a few days ago.
Yeah.
And swapped out...
you had the pre-built walls in here, didn't you?
Yeah, I had wall modules in the alcoves, and then the roof was actually just the roof panels. So I swapped them out for actual building blocks.
Yeah,
I think that grayscale reminds me more of a snake skin than anything, but it kind of works out here because the light's really dim.
I'm excited for the new roofing pieces once I finally get to rebuilding mine.
Oh, inside this tomb is really cool, too. You've got some of these awesome copper statues that we all love and drool over. And treasure and all these cool details that would be in any good tomb. Resting place for someone important. Although he's mostly important for being such a stingy old geezer. Oh, I love this. And then you use the vault door I mean, the faces on it just work perfectly here. Love that. Oh, definitely come and see these in person if you've missed any, or if it's been a while since you saw it. Maybe you saw the old version, The Lost Tomb of Uncle Stan. Now you can come to Shadowed Vale and see this new, even more spectacular dimension. But we're going to have to leave here, and we're going to, wow, a magnificent build called Hanging Garden. And you actually built this one, I believe, long time ago in 2013, and then you revamped it the following year.
Yeah. And it's another endless eclipse because
Yep, endless eclipse. you use a lot of those. I'm kind of a scaredy cat about it because I am bad at the, transformation stuff. So
yeah, but it's a free 2520.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it doesn't, it's the 900 plat to get from tier 1 to tier 4, but it's not the 900 plat outlay, because I think, what was it, there's one of the Infinity Gates that I have. I actually bought it off the store because we didn't have minions at that time, and man, that hurt.
Oh, I still remember when I bought my very first Fane's Retreat for 100 platinum.
Oh, yeah.
And that was hard. But just look at this place in here with the fountains, just its loveliness everywhere.
Oh.
Wow. You use a lot of these ladies and use them really well.
Oh, quit using ladies. Jeez.
And this is one of the details I thought was so creative in here, was these, they almost look like snakehead fountains from these columns. Of course, I've forgotten the name of them.
The Brevane pillars?
Yeah. Wow. I see that it's around 152, and I just have a few more to see, and I'm going to keep going till we see all the ones that I made on my list, because I just want to. I love them. These torches here. I hear a lot of snickering. Does that mean somebody in chat is making some smart-ass comments?
No.
Oh.
We're just doing
Just
another
random
giveaway.
snickering. I mean, every view is fantastic in here.
Sea Mage is trying to get you to move a little faster.
Okay, I'll just go move to running now since we have a few and not much time. Love this fountain.
Which one? I don't know where you guys.
I'm in the center. I'm up on the kind of second level or upper level. The fountain that's inside. It's in the temples.
Oh.
Or temple. Oh, it's not the upper level. Sorry, the middle level. Oh, it's one of the middle levels.
Okay, there you are.
Wow. I mean, such lush landscaping and beautiful detail here.
Yeah, this is one I'm kind of kind of thinking about revisiting again.
Oh, this old story.
Wow.
I
haven't
think that
decided
this
yet.
one block just didn't quite line up, so I got to redo the whole damn thing.
I don't know, because I took a lot of time to do this back building, and I really like how it turned out. So I don't want to take the whole thing down.
I mean, yeah, this is one of the great parts about touring is that maybe we all kind of have items that we gravitate towards, and then items that we're not so thrilled with or we can't figure out how to use or whatever. And that's what you learn from going around touring. You see other ways that you wouldn't think of to use lots of items, like these century plants here. I wasn't ever that thrilled with them. I would maybe try to place them in a dimension, and they just never looked that good. And I know you use them quite often, and they always look awesome. And now it's an item, it's one of my more go-to items because I saw you using them so well. It's just one of the many things that I enjoy about touring. Oh yeah, I mean, look at this fountain and then this spectacular building here. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's kind of like another big fountain.
And I keep trying to remind myself it's in endless eclipse, and whew. And look at the arches here. Oh, just beautiful.
Some of my hardest things to remember about her dimensions is that they're not pre-made buildings.
Yeah, I mean, it's all her. And she makes all these columns. She has 50 different styles of columns. She's using some of these temples, pre-built temple items, but, look, she's almost spinning them here. So it's a total creative application of this item. Yeah, these arches are just really beautiful. You're so good at color selection too, because these aren't gold or anything, but they kind of work with the golden look of the decor in here.
Yeah. Well, this was just because I needed to use some triangles.
Yeah. I don't know.
And
I think if I've ever said I need to get rid of some stuff, it wasn't going to turn out to be the hanging gardens.
And I actually don't think there's any too much Dreamweaving stuff in here.
Yeah. Wow. And these water beast things, I mean, I never used those till I saw other people using them, and they can be really cool. They look great here. Look at this. It's even got another higher up level there with fountains. Oh. Like I said before, you really use the water items just in fantastic ways.
Thank you. And now I know where all my overgrown gardens went.
This is really a special dimension. Well, in interest of time, I'm going to go ahead and hop to the next one, which is Piazza della Rotondo. And this is a new one. You built it early this year. And this is another Castle Fortune.
Yeah. But this one is modeled off the Roman Pantheon.
I'm going to build a trailer. I think I shall recreate the Pantheon.
Oh, look at that fountain.
Oh.
Holy crap.
I mean, wowie wow wow. And the sky. This sky sets everything here off. Here's another one of her many different columns that she has designed. Wow, that fountain is fantastic. Sorry, Z-Mage, I tried to speed up, but I'm just a really bad streamer, and I think you would all get vertigo from watching me as I ran through here, so... Oh, wow.
Hey, look up, Diva.
Look up at where?
The sky.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, she's glitching. That's not how the sky looks. The sky's an enchanted projector.
Oh, let me reload.
Do you have multi-core turned on?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Yeah, that sky would be cool. But it's an enchanted sky projector in here because it's really dark at ground level.
That's more like it. But, you know, it's still dark. Still one of the kind of dark. I mean, it has the white clouds, but the starry part is rather dark that sets this place off. I'm going to just run around to get back to where I was. And look at these, you know, the pretty thing in the courtyard floor. Are those the music box bottoms?
Yep.
Yeah. Really cool.
Wouldn't it be funny if when you added music boxes, like they all just turned into a big jumbled mess? Like you heard all of them at once?
Oh.
I know, you guys probably don't play with sound. I do. But I think it'd be funny.
Oh, I'm running around because I'm going out into this outer walkway. Because I did see some doors out here. Ah, little courtyards out on the side. There's the laughing tree. I love him.
All right, Prickly has to be nice to me now, or I'm going to take her snail away.
Congrats! Z-Mage must be a little happier right now because I'm running. Oh, a beautiful fountain.
Oh, congrats, Lovey. You're running and I'm just giving away snails and corgis.
Give them away, give them away.
5, 6, 7, 8. Got 2 more.
And after we run out of those, we'll give away a couple of wrecks.
SP.
Oh, I want in on that.
Our guests are always... You're a guest, sort of, today, so our guests are always eligible for the giveaways.
And there goes
There's
10.
that.
And as soon as we get done, I'll be shipping those codes out.
Wow, this place is so pretty. Oh, and here's another design of a column where you're hiding one of the most identifiable parts of it. And here's another spun out planter. Isn't that pretty? Wow. Perfect use of a God ray.
Oh crap, I
Are
just
these-
hit the wrong button.
Are these ice blocks?
Yeah.
Yeah, this color is pretty in here. And are you using the purple dream weaving lights in these niches?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's so pretty.
Yeah,
I do
this
turn on my item list, but I try not to when I'm streaming.
thank you.
And oh, these vases, these spun out vases, oh, those are glorious. But yeah, I love the color that you added in here using the ice blocks and then the colorful dream weaving lights.
Yeah.
But
Well,
still it's not a lot of color. It's controlled, it's beautiful.
well, this building, I mean, I always have wanted to do this one. Um,
You said it's obvious it's designed upon the Pantheon.
yeah, and it's the scale, this is maybe 25% scale
Yeah.
to try to match the the item limit. The building itself, the interior of the dome is not right because it's actually, I mean, this is like probably one of the most well documented buildings in the world. There's cross sections, there's blueprints, there's, um, anything that you could possibly imagine to follow to make this building. In just the interior of the dome would have been really hard. Well, it would have been impossible to match to the item limit.
It's so crazy that you go to all of this to
Yeah,
research them.
I was just going to say, I seen a trailer once. I think I'm going to build one. I think that I will recreate a piazza based on the blueprints of the Parthenon.
Well, to me, doing the research is part of the fun.
Well,
I enjoy doing that.
I'm
So
joking about it, and I don't want it to sound like I am being negative at all. I think it's wonderful that you do that, and seeing your dimensions is one of the absolute highlights of Rift for me. So maybe I went on too much about that joke. I apologize.
no, it's fine. I mean,
I think she knows you well enough to know that you're joking.
Okay, good. Maybe everybody out there doesn't, though, and just think I'm being a major bee.
no, I mean, I think some of it is, over the years, I've gotten quite a bit of flack for how many I have, the materials I use, the dimensions I use, and how much I spend, like it's anybody's business but mine. And so I'm really gun shy now about showing them off. I don't want to advertise them. I don't, so.
You
She
better
does-
always invite me.
Yeah.
She doesn't ever do forum posts or invitations,
I
hardly
know.
ever in DA chat.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
I
I
left.
build for me. I'm not building to make anyone else happy. I build for me. But I don't want to show them off if all I'm going to catch is, a bunch of criticism because I don't really care. You criticize whatever you want to. I don't freaking care if I like it.
So I left there. I think that's a fine attitude to have.
Yeah.
But I left there. I went to your everywhere dimension, which is Frozen Tower of the Ancients. And
Oh, I want this
Oh.
dimension.
Going
I
back to
got
that
lost in the bushes back here because I was. Oh my gosh.
Don't pee back there. We're
Um,
watching.
I was trying to go to.
one. On our fan site,
Yes?
um, I'm reading chat about how people send me note or send out notes or whatever. On our fan site, on the DE pages, that's for the ones with 5 active builds or more. My
Active and
pages-
complete.
Yeah, my page is always up to date.
Well, just because you know the person who does it.
Yeah.
God.
Just because she is the person who does it.
Oh, is this a remake? I could have swore I've seen this.
It was originally in Vengeful Sky. It's based off the pyramid at Chichen Itza. I moved it here because I was like, wow, I really need a higher item
Wow.
limit.
Look at that.
So I moved it here, and then I actually,
Phew.
because Vengeful Sky, um, it's the lake is too small, so I had to shrink it down, and now it's actually at full scale.
It's just crazy.
Okay, I gotta run up these steps or Z-Mage might expire.
Chichen Itza.
Wow. Wowie wow.
And the stairs, the angle of the stairs is right, because if you look at pictures of it, you'll see people sitting down and scooting down the stairs. Well, you can't get up to the
They
top of it
closed it
now.
though, right? You said
Yeah,
because
yeah,
so many
it's-
people have fallen.
Yeah, it's closed now.
Yeah, I'd fall all the way down. Well, okay, I wouldn't even make it up 4
I
feet.
was gonna say I wouldn't fall because I'd be down at the bottom. Well, it looks cool up there, but I can't go there. I'll wait for y'all down here.
That's what I do to my kids all the time. Oh yeah, it looks beautiful. Just go on up. I'll wait.
So then, oh, I love this inside part. Wow. All these coffins. Wow, it's really, really cool.
Thank you. I had it in mind that I would one day, work out the Grand Pyramids of Giza or whatever, but I don't think I'm.
I don't
Lay
think
it
the
down for
item
that.
limit will let you.
Yeah, well, I mean, a couple people have done them, and they turned out pretty good. And I did take a lot of license in here because the one thing I couldn't find was a good graphic or anything of the interior of the pyramids. Now, one thing
Oh.
that the Mayans did, they would build their pyramids on top of other pyramids, and it's known that inside this pyramid is a smaller one. So it's like two on top of the other, and I was like, well, that would be really cool to build, but not even everywhere will, allow that kind of item limit.
Wow. Even these, you put these frozen citizens, or oh, no, they're the other thing. Of course, I don't know the name of it. I like to point that out every time. But they're, and I wouldn't think to use them here. They work great here. I'm going to go back outside for a last look.
Well, Orpheal is setting the place on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, everywhere is always 25-20 levy. Anywhere is supposed to be going up. No, anywhere is not raised up yet.
But they said it would happen, relatively soon.
Yeah, Tacitus recently had surgery, and so he was out for a while on medical leave, and so he said some things have gotten delayed.
Oh, is he back?
I think so,
Does he seem to be okay?
as far as I know.
Oh, that's good because he's really cool.
Yeah, I was just, when Dimensions first came out, honestly, I love, oh my gosh, she's on my Twitter and everything. Faratha.
Love.
I love Faratha. And then I was sad she left, and then we got Mordecus, and I couldn't believe how much more we got from him, and then he left, and I actually cried when he left.
Yeah.
I also cried when Marigold left, and
Yeah.
she actually left. At least Mordecus just went to Defiance. But
And I think he's with Trove now.
oh, really?
I think so.
And then we got Tacitus and Blazing Octopus, and I was like, holy crap! Where did you guys come from? So we got so much out of them. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm going to a new one, ladies.
Okay, which one?
I'm going to Cloud Garden.
Oh boy, that's an old one.
Because this is another endless eclipse, like Hanging Garden that we saw a few visits ago, and this is one that you originally built
right through here. Yeah.
2013.
14.
Oh, okay, and then you rebuilt it, I think, in 2015.
How do you know these dates?
Because she told
asked
me.
I don't know when any of mine were built.
She knows all of it, though.
And I have like 6.
It's reference head, I'm telling you. Okay, I'll run up here a little bit, but oh, look at the gate. Gorgeous. I love seeing the Japanese-themed builds that people do. They are beautiful. This one is really gorgeous. Love these light features here. Oh boy. The bridge. And then the main
Pagoda.
temple. Yeah, pagoda here.
Which you helped me with? I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, I said maybe that chair. That was some big help. Wow, ooh, I gotta slow down again. I'm gonna make people get vertigo. So now we're inside. Wow, isn't that just so cool? Oh, and these windows. Now, I don't know how anybody could easily design this system of windows, but especially, okay, I'm popped out of Rift for a minute again. Hope your video remains intact. But I think without an add-on, this would just be excruciatingly hard. It's still challenging, but and there's some other of the lantern that you've put out here around this water surrounding the pagoda. So pretty.
I was going to say it's the 6-pronged idols, but she's always faster than me on everything.
So, you know, I forgot to tell you all a little story. Some of you heard and are probably saying, "Oh God, she's going to tell it again." But when I was kind of new to Dimensions, that was when I went to that first dimension that I showed was Black Flower Shrine, and you know, I told you it's one of my favorites because I can still remember that kind of just feeling of awe when I saw that. But actually how Feendish and I met was I was working on one of my dimensions, and I'm not going to tell you what it is because it's really bad and embarrassing, but it has this one part that's kind of a temple, and of course this was a long time before we had mermaid statues, and I wanted to make a mermaid in there. And so it's, I don't know if you, I probably should tell you what it is because it's so bad it's hilarious. But anyway, I used one of those, like the Rogue or whatever the existing, you know, the 2 people that we had way back then, which is a man with a mustache. So trying to turn that into a mermaid is, you know, you kind of wonder about somebody that's doing that. But anyway, so I ended up with this mermaid statue down there and made like a tomb and whatever. Well, Feendish happened to come in and tour my dimension, and I was in there, I think, and so we got to talking, and she she said something about
Put my eye out.
wow, I almost poked my eye out on these mermaid tits. Because I tried to make like a bustier or something for this mermaid. And I mean, I used dragon scales to make the tail. It's really scary. But anyway, that's kind of how we met. And I don't know, I just feel really lucky because, you know, she's a great Dimension, you know, BFF. So it was a funny way to meet, but was a good person to meet. Oh, this is just a beautiful, beautiful space.
I don't remember how we met.
I remember meeting you just around the time of the Joy of Dimensions contest because, of course, you won that contest. And
Don't know how
because you built a beautiful place and it was such a unique style. You had done so many just beautiful detail elements in there, and I think I just, you know, enjoyed your dimension so much that I talked to you a little bit after that. But
and I'm a chatty Kathy.
We love you, Kit. And you know, this is like I was saying, is Feendish builds a fantastic structure, and yet the environment, the landscaping is every bit as fine as the, you know, technically wonderful structures that she builds. This is glorious in here. And
now, is this a projector on this rock, or is it just the shadow?
It's the stained glass. You know,
yeah, I see. I wasn't sure because it's just because she makes so many different geometric shapes that sometimes when you go in and different times of the day, the shadows show up differently. So I wasn't sure.
I think it is, isn't it, Feendish?
What's that?
The stained glass.
All stained glass on the rocks.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're going to go to one more to close it up. And it's actually a very different one. Not her usual theme at all. It's called And Everything Nice. And it's in a Moonshade Pools. And this one is one of your newest ones. And I was quite shocked by all the pink.
Oh, I love this one! Yay!
And I believe, tell us about your idea for this one, Feendish.
Hold on, let me get there. I was starting to be proactive and give out these codes.
Love this. You chose this upper kind of little flat mountaintop area up in Moonshade Pools.
Yeah, well, I had originally chosen anywhere for it. And then about halfway through it, I was like, oh crap. I'm less than halfway through the house, and I still have to do all the landscaping, and I'm not going to make it. So I picked up about 1,100 items and moved them here.
Wow. That was a good test for Tinker Tools.
It was, and it handled it like a champ.
Awesome. And you built this for...
Well, I built it for Z-Mage and Kid and all those girly girls.
And you told me that Z-Mage actually won a prize in the recent Discord contest where she used this dimension as the setting.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was kind of funny.
This, I mean, pink and white is really so darling. Love the open hearts that you did up on the roof. Yeah, I mean, it's it's still a little bit of a shocker for me because you haven't been one of the pink ladies in the past, and yet you built this, and it is beautiful. I love the detail that you put up on the door frame. And oh my gosh, it is pink. Pink.
Yeah. Oh, Oh, it's
Pink.
amazing.
Pink.
She brought me in here and I was like, oh, look at the clock. Look at the table. Look at the couch. Oh my God.
Okay, people, you're now witnessing a pink-gasm. And the clock has pink. There's another one of the open hearts up above the fireplace. This furniture is very pretty. There's some more of that little detail on this end table here, this chest. And you've got yet another kind of lamp where you've used the spinning feature in Tinker Tools. Oh, and look at this desk. My goodness.
And a little
Yeah, well, I
seat
mean,
with the little cushions. Oh.
There's no pink pre-made stuff, so everything in there had to be morphed.
Yep. Oh, and pink candles. And here's more of your these teapots
Oh,
that
yeah,
I believe were inspired by
Lovey.
Lovey's teapots. Yes.
I did ask.
Yep.
I did ask.
And the furniture. See, you've made yet more beautiful, creative furniture. And I love your windows and the window treatments. Another great kitchen.
Yeah, I just can't get
Wowie.
over. I'm sorry, the clock. The clock is like just so damn cute. I just love this clock so much. Sorry, go ahead, Diva. I didn't
Oh,
mean to
that's
interrupt.
okay. That's fine. Oh, it's so pretty.
Little hearts and oh.
Oh, and you were. I think when I was in this dimension, you were reminding me about this white wood shiplap.
Yep.
Because both Feendish and I watch a show called Fixer Upper. It's about remodeling homes, and this woman is crazy for shiplap. And it does. It looks just like it.
Yep.
I mean, this furniture is, simple pieces, but the color and, the pulls and things just looks very pretty. I always think of this little tissue box, which I have seen elsewhere too, but it's one of the items I see in your dimensions. And oh, here's a different tub. Very nice.
Yeah, well, in this one, I wasn't going to add a bathroom, just because everything in here took so many pieces. I didn't think I was going to be able to make a bathroom. When I finished the kitchen, I had 100 items left.
Oh my.
So I was like, well, I think I can do a bathroom in that, and that's pretty much what happened. That's why there's not a lot of detail in this one, because
There's plenty of detail. It looks
just
great.
Yeah. Oh, benches out. I want to steal these benches so bad because they're so cute.
Oh, and this bed. This bed is so cute.
I do like the bed in there.
And the mirror. The standing floor mirror.
I thought it was cute too, if I could look at it. Oh my god, yes, it's adorable. I don't know why. And everybody's using them, so, and I know they work perfect. I know that, I are close enough to perfect, and I know this, I can't do it. Maybe I just need to build an only water block dimension and just sit there for like 8 hours staring at it.
And I love your wood storage by the fireplace too. It's the same set you used for those chairs in Gothica. That's really cool.
Have you seen her gazebo dimension, the underwater one? She's got some of those in there,
Yes,
and they
I
look
have.
like they look just like the like they belong in Neptune's little gazebo. Oh my gosh, You guys got to go see her.
And what's the name of that one, Fiendish?
Poseidon's Folly.
That's right. And I actually was in there yesterday, and I just decided not to include the underwater dimensions because she has, I think, a couple of them.
Yep.
Just because of, the whole trying to stream video in the water setting, I just wasn't sure how that would work.
Yeah.
But, this is just such a fun, amusing, beautiful dimension, and I think it is terrific that you, have many different themes that you do, and you do new stuff. I mean, you still enjoy doing your historical architecture builds that are so spectacular, but you do your houses, you do guild dimensions, that are like Caracolum and whatever, but you come up with new themes. You did the miniatures, now you're doing this pink thing, which woo, is a little surprising to me every time, and yet it's beautiful.
Well, the pink thing was, I just saw those pink blocks and I was like, oh my god, I have to make the girliest place I possibly can.
And you did, too.
And it turns out I can get pretty damn girly.
Oh, I'm going to go back outside for a look at this porch. And have you started giving out the Rex yet?
No, not the Rex.
And really, your landscaping here. Oopsie!
Tulsanaka, congrats. I need a name and shard on that one. That wasn't girly.
You said a naughty word.
I need a name at shard for that. That was for a Rex.
I think it's a double whammy when you're actually in, and everything nice.
Yeah.
And you let a big curse word rip.
Tulsi at Deepwood. Okay.
Moonshade is still one of my favorite dimensions. So pretty.
Oh, it is. I love this one. I wish we could have multiple keys because I would use Cascades and Moonshade all the time. Every one of my builds would be in them.
And we're going up one more Rex.
Oh, you're giving it. Oh no.
Relaine has one to give away. Need a name at shard.
Okay. Yeah, I just went and circled the building and you added these cute heart designs up on the roof. The eaves or whatever. So cute, such a good detail. And also you have this, I love the detail, the circles that you did on the furniture inside and on the trim outside.
Okay. Yeah.
Very pretty.
Yeah. I've got a couple more of the snail and mount codes to give out still. Al and I. They're almost out. And last Rex. Drumroll.
Me.
Kitasia.
Are you serious?
I can't make this up.
Congratulations, everybody. Oh, thank you for hanging out with us longer. It's 2:30 now. And, we just can't thank you enough for always wanting to come and watch the Roadshow and, ask questions of the guests and make comments for the guests to see and just being so supportive. We definitely would not be doing the Roadshow without all of you, so thank you very much.
Yep, and remember these prize codes expire on Monday, so if you're going to use it, it needs to be redeemed by Monday, and if you're going to sell it, please, if you sell it, tell whoever buys it that there's a short turnaround time on the expiration date. I mean, just to not be a douche. Sorry. Yeah, if we're going to start cursing, then might as well curse all the way around.
So,
I don't think that's a curse. That's an actual product you can buy in the store.
So I really want to thank you, Kitasia, for coming. It was a whole lot of fun having you here with us today.
I was very happy for you guys to have asked me to.
Well,
you don't know
thank
how happy I was.
Well, you're always fun. And Feendish, I want to thank you for willingly being the guest today and showing us some of your dimensions and chatting with us about, some kind of behind-the-scenes stuff about your building. It was really a fun time.
Well, thank you. I guess.
So now we won't have to. You'll be free of having to be a guest on the Roadshow for at least the next 3 months.
Woohoo!
Yay!
What?
Well, in 3 months you'll have 80 more builds, so
No, I don't have enough slots to do 80 more builds.
But you know what? Even if you can't tell that she has new builds because the numbers don't go up, she's doing all these rebuilds. So it's like, it's like new ones. But, I just have a little bit feeling of sadness over some of the ones that are gone, like Gray Skull. That one was so cool. And I'm really glad to hear that you're going to consider rebuilding that one.
I think that was my first one I ever saw. Oh, it was, yeah. I'm a dingling, we know. But
So anyway, thank you very much, everybody, for hanging out with us longer than expected. Hope you all have a wonderful weekend and a happy Labor Day. And we will see you again in 2 weeks. Next week, you're doing one of your
Tips and Tricks Live.
Yeah, So, and do you have a topic for next week?
Not yet. I'm kind of leaning towards furniture.
Oh, cool. That'd be a good one to have right after this one because people just got to look at some of your furniture, and so it might be, helpful to kind of have that in mind. And then in 2 weeks from now, I have no idea who the guest is. I can't remember.
It's Jadea at Fablight.
Oh, yes. That's wonderful.
Ooh, that's a good one, too.
I know she had been out there for a while, and we'd been kind of, well, I'll just say it truthfully, stalking her. And so I was really glad when Feendish told me she had agreed to be on. So that'll be a fun show. So we'll see you soon, and take care, everybody.
Yep. Have a good weekend.